Hello and welcome, Cosmic Quantum Travelers. I almost made it in time, 22:11. That's almost as good on time. How are you doing? Take 2. Thank you for joining. Yesterday wasn't so successful. Well, it wasn't. But it wasn't all I wanted to share. As you gathered, for those that were or did watch yesterday's 8 minutes interval. So yeah, that was pretty intense. And I just went straight to bed and just did a clearing. And basically we continued throughout the night and it looks a whole lot better today. So there was an intense activation coming in. Also the plasmas can make us feel hot. I'm starting to feel it again, but hopefully it won't feel as bad. I also posted about the fire in the kidneys today, if anyone is interested in that, in some more information. Hi, Cyrus. Blessed by the best. Missy Jane, Bea, Heather, Astara, Kasia, Diana. Hi, everyone. I hope you're doing better today. So far, it's been quite quiet on the solar flare front. Well, consider it. We're actually in a, higher C-class mid-base level. So it's like, we're just being constantly roasted. I put actually the microphone closer to me. So yeah. So even though there's not much going on, there's obviously a lot going on. And what I also saw today before I came on was tuning into the field and opening it. Very beautiful divine union, masculine, feminine, with source. And we are just all bathing in source light and love. And that's dissolving all the remaining nonsense. And I know the last week, especially, or a few days have been very intense. Somebody said in a comment, like the 3 days of darkness, in a sense. So I'm going to go into how I experienced it a little bit more. I think I need to share that on that level, because otherwise it's not sort of, I don't know how else to share it. Let's put it that way. Hi, Sarah. Yeah, I'm doing much better. Although I had the kidney thing coming up again early on. So it's like fingers crossed, still fingers crossed. I had a nice salt bath, so that helps. So grounding at the moment, obviously in general helps, grounding foods, vegetable, potato kind of thing sometimes. Salt baths, salt scrubs, showers in general, nature, walks, stretching, basically stretching the body, moving the energy, meditation, whatever it may be, what comes to your mind, but being in the body. It's very much about the soul retrieval and clearing out anything that's preventing us from collecting all of ourselves, our multidimensional selves, and merging all as one, which has already happened at higher level. And we're just merging, quantum hopping, merging, and aligning, synchronizing with our already ascended diamond avatar and master self, which is very much happening right now. And we're really unifying all of these layers and levels, which is our soul, oversoul, which is the monad level, avatar, rishi, which is the ascended master level, and then God source consciousness. And also a big theme is the dark matter Rasha body, which is also connected to our shadow body, which we've been busy kind of alchemizing and merging as we're loving our shadow and looking at it, because we have to look at it and make the darkness conscious, the unconscious conscious, and that's the only way really through. And that's what's helping us to resolve any remaining false projections, false perceptions, illusions, delusions, these thought forms and beliefs that are no longer serving us, that the old matrix was based upon. And it's literally already dissolved at an energetic level, and we're just waiting for the magic moment in no time for the curtain to fully lift. Really, that's what I'm seeing. Yeah, salt baths for years have helped me immensely. Yeah, loads of purging still. I again feel my kidneys as well. The other issue is whenever I go live, I clear the whole field. I cannot help myself but clear. I don't think I can switch this off. So that was a huge activation coming in. Plus, it's like, what is, in the field? And when there's a lot going on, then that's just an overload. I also need to say, ultimately, I would need a masculine with me in order to anchor more frequency or to properly anchor and ground this at a higher level, next level. Because that's what I'm at least being shown. I mean, that was very much also what the last few days have been about, was the whole masculine, feminine, like what we're doing really is, we're re-reversing everything. We're going back in time and you're trying to see, okay, what went wrong? What has happened? What do we need to correct? That's the timeline corrections that's happening through everything we do, in our day-to-day lives, cutting things out that no longer serve us, dealing with relationships, karmic relationships, all of that stuff. These also add to timeline corrections, because whatever you will experience in your life now will have some connection to another lifetime, especially now as everything is merging. So it happens in dream time, it happens in meditation. Some are more aware of this than others, and what you're being shown as well. But all these memories are supposed to come back. And there was very much what I've been writing about. So at the core of it all, when we go right back to the start, it is the split between the masculine and the feminine body, see the androgynous body, because we once were in one body and then we split into masculine and feminine. And then there's also the split between the tribes, the original tribes, which we talked about, which is the star races that also have seeded us. And that's also connected to the Lyran families. And we can see this playing out in our everyday lives, where families and friends and soul groups and so forth are being divided by different belief systems and so forth. That's also how this plays out. So we have talked about that a lot. And basically what came up was very much what I could see, like literally that, because I've been talking about there has been resets going on, especially concerning those that relate with the twin flame journey, although again, we're all part of these blueprints, because it's part of the new Christ Saphira, or the androgynous, Christos Sophia, Diamond Rainbow Plasma Lightbody, which is an androgynous blueprint, which is also there to rehabilitate all cosmic races. And it's very much about us having gone. So you need to imagine at the beginning, we're in an androgynous body, then we split, then a lot of mayhem happened, gender divide, reversals, splits, and so forth. And now what we're doing is we're merging back into the oneness and the masculine and feminine merge, but whilst we're also in a sovereign energy body. So we're trying to do both ends. The same with the oneness, where we all know we are one within the unity field, the cosmic one mind and consciousness. We're always co-creating this all as one, but we're also having our own mind and our own realities to co-create. So it's both end, because we don't want to, because what has been the issue has been obviously all these codependent, narcissistic, victim-victimizer relationship templates that the old matrix was based upon. So this distorted polarity consciousness, which we've been busy transcending by integrating the polarities, which is the main job of the twins in general, and what ascension in general is about. Hence, these are templates. Because ultimately, we all have twins. We all have, if you're in a masculine body, we have a feminine twin, so to say, however that may play out for you. And that's what we're busy merging, the masculine and the feminine, the divine union. And then we're birthing the divine Christ child, which is us reborn, basically. This is the second coming of the Christ, happening right now, at home, so to say, inside, from the inside out, because the cosmic grids and everything is igniting literally from inside of us, because the whole universe, the whole cosmos is inside of us. And all of us together make up the planetary body, and we carry very sacred ascension keys and codes, and that are connected to all these different star races that have seeded us, aka us. So we have seeded ourselves. We are the creators. We are the co-creators together with Source as divine will embodied. So not as those little crazy false ego minds that go out and then create a false matrix reality. Because ultimately, it doesn't matter how you put it. It all comes back to what is behind anything, whether it's AI, whether it's Illuminati, whether it's the Cabal, whether it's negative aliens, it still comes back to the one source. So although it is perceived as something outside of us and negative forces doing this to us, and that is happening on one level or many different levels, but at the highest level, we are co-creating this all as one. So whenever we are going through a challenging situation, also we can see this as, okay, wait, this is interesting. Why have I co-created this? But then you'll still be going through your emotions. You know, it's all of these things. You're still human. You need to just transcend anything and everything that comes up. And it's very self-explanatory, because crystal clear vision and the memories returning means that you will be given by your own consciousness the answers if you're halfway tuned in. And it's all about what we are doing. And everybody else is really showing us more, 22, of what we still need to further integrate, further merge with, further transcend, you know, drop our judgment. We can have discernment, but judgment is very different, because that's what divides us. Divides us is judgments, opinions. That's what we suffer from, generally speaking. That's what we argue over. That's what we split over. That's what is at the cause of this all. Plus competition, jealousy, envy, because we feel either more or less than other people. And we need to get rid of the whole hierarchy, thinking like any master, teacher, guru, politician, starlet knows or is better than us, and we should be looking up to them. Yes, we can be inspired by people, but thinking they know or are better than us is a different thing. It's again, it's the same as the difference between judgment and discernment. Being inspired by someone or putting someone up on a pedestal and like idolizing them on that level, not so great. Because again, you put yourself down, you're giving your power away to that person or system or whoever that is. And that can be your parents, that can be your partner, that can be your child, a cat, anyone, anything. So we just need to become aware of where have we given our power away and where can we take it back by becoming the sovereign person whilst also being part of the oneness, because this is all about, for me, merging the service to self with service to others in service to all, where we do need to look after ourselves and we do need to, fill up our own cup before we can really properly give to others. And it's really a balancing game. And depending what we're doing in every moment, sometimes we need to put other people before us in a moment, especially with my parents, for example. Yeah. But that can't be constantly like this. You need to keep a balance. You know what I mean? Same as a parent, you need to take time for yourself and do your things also that make you happy. Being a happy parent is the best gift you can give your children, and healed. So, and that's the best gift we can give to anyone, because I truly believe and have seen, and I believe most here listening can see this as well, is that as we are healing, we help heal everyone around us, because as we are shifting, we're shifting the realities around us, because we are projecting this out. Everybody's an extension. Everybody's part of the oneness, where you can see everybody as another you. Like they're not you, but they are, we are one, but we're not the same. So we're integrating this and we're fine-tuning this, and this is really what all of this is about, where we're no longer then giving our power away through these polarized games, and fully standing in our sovereignty and speaking our truth as our one true authentic self, which we had to find, which is really our one true mission, which is self-realization. Because this is not about getting rid of yourself. This is about getting to know your true self at one with source, and then really nothing lies outside of us. And that's when we get to change and shift everything. And that's when you remember your gifts and abilities. And that's when you remember what is your part to play here to make this happen. And what we all share and what we're remembering is that we're co-creating our realities all the time. So not much is set here, especially now. So you can't see further much ahead. You can't give linear dates and times. This is all about frequency. This is about totally transcending all kind of linear time, framery, cycles, forecasts. As from the 9th of January, this is in full force. The event is online. We are being blitzed. And how long this fully takes, we shall see. But I still see any moment now, there will still be a moment when things will very visibly shift. Because again, I do believe we're looking at an artificial overlay over an organic creatrix field that we are removing at the moment. And also, it's connected to the crystal grid, the old Atlantean crystal grid. It's connected also to Antarctica. And it's very much connected to the pole shift and flip and returning to Mother's supermagnetism. And it's really already sealed energetically. It's already done. And we're just completing this in this now moment. And I again see this is completing right now. And we're getting ever closer. And again, it's a frequency. And it's also, when we're speaking about it's up to source, it's literally, who is source? We are source all together. So it's up to all of us playing our role also. So it's all about everybody doing what they're being guided to do. If people are not doing what they're being guided to do, things get stuck and take a little longer. So don't ask yourself, what are other people doing or not doing? What are you doing or not doing? Are you a spectator or are you a co-creator? So, and that's really where we need to be. And it's every word, thought, feeling, belief, action we take. And it doesn't mean that when we're going through clearing, you just go through it. You are present with it, but you're still knowing where you're going. And this is just part of the clearing, because we've been through it, a million times. At this point, at least most of us here watching, we are in the, most of us are the forerunners here, anchoring all these new blueprints and templates. So it's easier for others to pick up on. But we're all leveling up into this one unified field. So there's no more, we are the star seeds and all the sheeple down there don't get it, because then we don't get it. Okay. And I know I also have moments, believe me, where I'm like feeling similar to that, we're like fucking stupid idiots, so to say. Oh, why can't I see it or get it? Yeah, it's fine. But then you need to keep coming back to that it's actually aspects of you, an old aspect of you, or an unconscious aspect of the one. That's what you need to train yourself to see. So you're no longer in separation and judgment, constantly projecting this out, because you can see it from another level. Those people who've got vaccinated, I guess most of us did get vaccinated, at least as children in their lives. So, or at one point or another, we all did stupid things and listened to the advice of the government. So just remember this, and try to see them in the highest light and look at the highest outcomes. And healing is possible for anyone, but ultimately what any individual soul has decided is up to them and source, and not us. But we can keep the highest outcomes instead of judging the crap out of everything and making it worse, because we are projecting even more toxicity or ill onto the holographic screen. See it all purifying, because it is. Hi Neil, hi Unity, Christina, Mylene, Ronnie. So yeah, and it's all happening right now, and it's always happening now. So you're no longer waiting for anything, because it's already happening right now and it's already done. And you just have to keep remembering that whilst you're going through it. But you also need to fully let go. And the last few days was very much just letting it all go, at least for me. And like, I had to let it all go yet again, but at a very deep level. And I was talking to God. It's like, okay, it's like, in a way, this has to change now. I'm out of here. And you're talking to the field. I'm talking to all of you in that moment. The super consciousness field. This is what source is. And talking to myself. So I'm always asking, please show me what to do. And you really can go just from one now moment to the next, and you just need to feel it all. Yeah. And I felt this whole splitting of the masculine and feminine, going basically back to how the masculine and feminine body physically split, because of physically merging, but you're simultaneously going through a split. And yeah, but it was very much, I felt there was this, it was kind of going back to the beginning of the war between the masculine and the feminine, and them feeling very separate from one another, totally, and abandoned and rejected. What they're ultimately afraid of, which is what's keeping us apart. And then there's another thing coming up that's very much generally, we need to transcend the fear we have of really connecting with people, or just transcending the fear of people and people doing us something bad, whether it's, out there, I don't know, spiritual teachers, guides, or people in general, I don't know, cabal. I got to a place today where, we could go into deeper heartbreak, but then at one point I just had to laugh. It was really funny. Like, sometimes when you think like you can either laugh now or you can cry. And because we've gone to so much crap, it's like you're almost like immune now to the heartbreak. Like I had to really, over the last few days, I had to really stop. I could not go into the heartbreak. I could not go anymore there. I've been there a million times. And I was like, God, can we do this some other way? Yeah, because it's so ridiculous. It's actually ultimately totally ridiculous. And I get it. But then it's frustration. Frustration is fear. Will it ever change? Can it just stop? Can it just, please just freaking stop, please. It just has to stop. It has to stop. The silence has to stop. So, yeah. So I believe there was a lot going on between the masculine and feminines, especially within the twin flame collective, those that feel connected to that, of totally feeling split, kind of going back to the beginning of the war. But that all happened within a 0 point field and kind of going through the motions. And I was basically just having to go right into like just visualizing my life without a partner. And I just went all in there. But I just was, whatever, fine. If that's the way, then that's the way. If we have to do it that way, then we do it that way. And we will be fulfilled. And that's also the thing. We can't make it dependent on another person, our future happiness in life. So if that needs to happen, then you have to go there, of totally letting go of that reality. It's also a way of, whatever wants to happen then comes in. Because there's then still, I could still feel that there was still a push-pull happening if you really want to be with that person, and you can't really help it, whatever is going on, and you kind of understand it, but then also stuff you don't understand, especially when you're non-contact. So I felt there was a lot of, and this is also again connected with our feeling disconnected from our true self, because that would be the divine masculine or feminine, both already in divine union within you, and you're no longer missing anything. And you're already, the Holy Trinity, which is basically fully completing, as I'm seeing this yesterday, today, where you no longer feel now, you feel whole, you no longer feel separate. And if they are in your life or not, you have a preference, but it's not going to be the end of the world. And it's an energetic push-pull, it's an energetic connection that had to kind of be severed in order to unify properly at all levels: physical, mental, emotional, spiritually, I feel. So both can be fully sovereign now and no longer feel the need of the other filling up those things you feel you don't have. If you're more on your feminine or you're more on your masculine, you're kind of missing those attributes that you're not having, of the other gender, that we connect with those. I wrote a post about divine masculine feminine union and kind of what I connected with, and it's part of it, of what I see anyway. And but this is not about someone else bringing this fully to us. We need to basically fill those needs and those holes and what we are missing first within us, in a way, to fully be able then to no longer seek this with another person, although they will bring more of that to us. It's kind of both end, as with everything, if you get me. So yes, you will bring more of those qualities to one another if you are in a divine union with another, person, but you're also here to find those qualities within yourself. So you're no longer, totally imbalanced on either the feminine or masculine side, because that's, again, the new Christ has a fear androgynous blueprint. So we had to, integrate our masculine, we had to integrate our feminine, and vice versa. And that's why we also, I believe, we have been seeing these gender distortion, divides, and, things playing out in the public, which are kind of distortions of what we are kind of doing. if you get me, where we're integrating all of that. And sorry if I can't keep an eye on the comments, I just can't. And I do have my kidneys at me again, but it is at a tolerable level at the moment. So we'll see how we go. So it's really all about self-responsibility and accountability and taking one step at a time. So you just have to go through the motions. So I just had to go through that process, no matter what it meant, because that's just how I felt. I needed to just fully detach. I needed to fully let it all go and just be okay with that. And you just, in that moment, you don't, think about what does it mean? What should I feel like? What should I, do? You just kind of stay in a neutrality while you're having the experience. You're the observer, the co-creator, because we're co-creating the whole heartbreak, ultimately, because they're part of you. And so you're thinking, okay, why am I doing this? Whilst you're feeling, whatever you need to feel, because that's the whole purpose, because you're going back in time. You're going back to the heartache, all these timelines that you had in order to clear them, to then come back to a fully healed heart now, where we can fully open it up and fully ignite the shift. Because again, I believe it's all about the heart. It's all about healing these core wounds. And again, it's ultimately down to our felt separation from source, and ultimately we're never separated from source. Like, part of us is always with source, but it's obviously our perceived, like, first of all, energetically, it has happened, so much damage that has happened to our DNA, our light body, the consciousness, which is all obviously interconnected. So as we fall in consciousness, the DNA digresses and you can't remember how you got here. But as we're reversing this and igniting the remembering the DNA strands, our crystalline structures, it's all coming back now. So I think I can see in the field, most are aware we are co-creating this all, because we really need to transcend all these victimizer stories, and also all these channelings I still see, obviously still see out there, which is all about, ETs are coming to save us and everything is great. Is this really helping us, besides being, yay, great? And then, but what? You're just waiting there for something to happen. It's really disempowering. All of this is victim language. Really, this is not you knowing that you are deities, that you are the ascended masters. It doesn't put you in a position of, here, let's do this, let's co-create this. It's just like, one great channeling after another that's not really doing anything to help us get there, besides maybe helping us with visualizing something that I would not want to happen. Because again, some ETs coming to rescue us or giving us some false 5D disclosure is just all wrong from a perspective of self-empowerment. It's just, again, this whole savior program, the same as waiting for a second Christ to come and save us all. We are that. We are the second coming of the Christ. We are the Christ. This is what all of this is about. The awakening of our inner triple solar feminine and masculine Christ, the cosmic masculine feminine Christ, where we are the examples and new role models for the new consciousness, for the new earth, because that's where everything changes from, So it's every word, thought, feeling, behavior, belief, action we take. It never stops. It's always this, and we're constantly co-creating this as one. So nothing is set. Nobody can say exactly what's going to happen, I believe, when it's going to happen. What I know I've shared with you, or believe, what I'm getting. But yeah, I'm never shown everything, because from the beginning on, it was like, embrace the uncertainty and childlike wonder, and basically keep focusing on where you want to go, and the how and the when will appear. You need to really just fully surrender and trust. This is all about a devotion to the divine and just following your heart, and you will be carried. But that's how you surrender your ego self and all your fears and doubts and worries, and keep going through death and rebirth cycles and so forth. But these are the tests and initiations we all come to pass. And that's what earns you the stripes, or rather, that's what ignites your DNA. And you go through these frequency bandwidths and up and down as you basically activate these different strands of DNA, which are different frequency bandwidths and levels of consciousness. And you go up and down as you keep clearing them out and keep igniting them. Because again, you're not constantly just in a 3D, or 4D, whatever frequency dimensional bandwidth. Sometimes you go up quite a bit, but you're not constantly there. But what we're anchoring here, again, it's 13-dimensional grid system, diamond grid system, which carries the mother frequencies, because that's what we need to hold it all within the God source consciousness field. So it's beyond 12D, it's 13D, and it's really 15D, and it's beyond that again. It's really running all 144 dimensional and beyond. God source frequency, bandwidths, the God worlds. We're merging heaven on earth, literally, where there's no more division. So no more compartmentalization now beyond 16, 17, 18, 20, 22D, whatever it may be. Like, let us stop right there and unify it all as one, because so it is. And nobody cares anymore about how many DNA strands anyone has, how many are activated. Literally, it's going to be, again, no more that envy, no more, because everybody will be able to, so to say, expand in consciousness through consciousness expansion and, their own soul's evolution. That's the new blueprint, where everybody has a right to rehabilitation that aligns with the law of one, because that's what we are fully returning now and igniting from within. And that's unity consciousness. Where we understand everybody is another aspect of us, and we are all one, and we're all affecting one another. And unconditional love doesn't mean we just allow other people, it doesn't mean unconditional acceptance. It doesn't mean, just letting people, negatively affect us. We need to speak up. We need to be truthful. We can no longer just be nice in order to keep the peace. Yeah. So we can come from love, but Omni love again means tough love and gentle love unified within source love. And it's all things. And every moment takes another part of us, because what we didn't get right at the beginning is also, that's another thing, the victim energy. When we're in victim energy, we create a narcissist, we create a victimizer. When people call themselves empaths, it's not really, it shouldn't be worn as a badge of honor in the sense of like, I'm an empath and everything is affecting me and poor me. We should really look at these things, like the bad narcissists and victimizers over there. I mean, we've been pretty stupid and we haven't had our boundaries in check. And we have given our power away. And I don't mean this from a judgmental place, but you know what I mean. You need to also then say, hey, look at me, instead of it's their fault. It's like, hey, I also allowed this to happen. You get me? So that's when you transcend all victimizer games. Because I'm done with that. Like, nobody wants to do this anymore. They're old. They're so old. They're so boring now. So we do new game, like no more games, like in that sense. Fun games, yes, but like no more tests in that sense. No more games in that sense. But in a new sense, yes, you get me. It's both end. Yeah. But we're done with all this inverted consciousness, 2244, and the psychosis. Okay. Sanctity is here. So crystal clear vision, all the confusion, inversions, reversals, illusions, it's all clearing. All these inverted thought forms and belief systems, all out the window. Keep letting go of what doesn't serve you anymore. You will feel it. And it's happening by itself. And just be gentle with yourself, because there's just a lot that's happening, and surrender a lot. Okay, so just surrender all to source, especially when you're going through any intensity. It's like, just let it flow through you unhindered, and try not to resist it and judge it and being, kind of, why do I feel like this? Because of course nobody wants to feel bad, but just know you need to go through this. You need to reverse everything and know, I'm just clearing. Like, there's been so many solar plexus, which is now the Ra center, upgrades happening for those few days as well. And it felt like I had a fist in my solar plexus. And, I didn't feel very empowered, but I know, okay, we're just clearing out this empowerment here, and then afterwards, everything is going to be switched on more, your gifts, abilities, your power, everything comes back more higher. And every time, contraction, expansion, remember, okay? So although we might not be enjoying that in the moment. And I also said, I had nothing left to give. I had nothing left to give. I was just energetically, I have nothing left to give. I don't want to do anything anymore. Nothing. Like I need support, like especially from my masculine, but I need generally support. And I know I've also not been very open in regards to speaking to many people and so forth, but that's also because I had to keep my field clear, because I also had a lot of things happening and attacks whenever I did open up. So it's been a little bit of a precarious time frame, as many of us know, whilst everybody's purging like crazy. And because of what I do, it's just like, it's just, I needed to come to a resolution, because I really went into, it's a program I need to delete, where I'm like afraid of people attacking me, because I'm afraid to open up. I know it's in the field, and that's what I need to talk about. I'm afraid to open up to people, because either they just want to kind of, I don't know, it's more like a one-sided kind of relationship, where I'm kind of always the counselor sort of thing, and I might not be aware of that. Or it's also, where again, sooner or later, something will be triggered in them, and, they kind of attack me or gaslight me or something like this. And again, it might be very unconscious, and there's nothing, bad about the person, so to say, but it just happens, and you just get really freaking tired of it. I'm really tired of it. Like, I already negatively get a lot of energy just for doing the videos, obviously. For what I do, it's just, it's part of the parcel and where we're at collectively. So I know what I'm here to do. I know this is kind of what I need to suck up, but I'm also like, no more. So I had to go in, and I could see, okay, this is a program. I'm afraid to open myself up because I'm afraid to get attacked. And I also know for a certain amount of time, this is just the way it kind of is. But then you also need to get kind of over the sensitivity and my victim program of that always being attacked. So no matter whether that's true or not, I need to delete the program. So you basically just need to start opening up. That's how I'm seeing it. So you go into your consciousness, and you need to delete the program, because I think most of us will have this. All right. We're being gaslit, attacked, ostracized, laughed at, abandoned, rejected for who we are, what we speak about, speaking our truth, shining our light, all of these things. So, you just have to do it. You just have to kind of take it whilst not taking it, whilst, kind of holding up a mirror energetically, for them to be shown, their own light, because ultimately, they're just being triggered by something that they think is missing in them, which is not the case. So it's an illusion, because they don't know their true self. And on another level, you just need to get over your sensitivity of like, I also, obviously, we all have attacked or gaslit or, in different layers and levels throughout our lives. And we've all been victims, we've all been victimizers. So you need to kind of basically stop the sensitivity. So that's when I said, so instead of crying, after you've been through it so many times, you kind of just need to lose your sensitivity to it. So you have to become like the super empath, where you can super read, you can use all of your abilities, but instead of sucking everything in, also you're commanding the frequency of wherever you are and whoever you're with, not as in controlling, but you get me, as in if there's lower negative energies, just know you're the higher frequency there. Instead of like taking on a negative frequency and being like, I'm an empath and everything is like, so negative, which might be the case. But then if you are really powered up and at your best, you just shine your light and actually clear that whole place up, and with no effort. That's where we're getting it. That's what I'm seeing. And I've seen it, like I've been in those moments. But yeah, until then, it's not fun being an empath. But it's our superpower. And they also get rid of the narcissists, the super empaths, because they can read any kind of attempts and they stop them right there. And as they can no longer play the game stops, because you don't want to play these games anymore because they're really boring and old. And now we play new games, so we all get along, and no more victims, no more victimizers, no more narcissists, no more codependents, no more empaths, no more aggressors, No more distorted polar consciousness. Gone. Ushanatera sekenatera sukuna sekerate. Tatanata. Bye-bye. Bye-bye polarity consciousness. Okay, for once and for all, this is it. Now, also at this point, and we're going to do the activation soon enough before my kidney gets any worse. If you do find what I share helpful, I do really appreciate donations that support the channel and all the work I do, because this is all I can literally offer besides all the great and great work I do to support other people. I do not have the energy to support anyone on a one-to-one basis, especially not at this time. So if this does help you, especially the activations, because I know I could also do these as calls, but usually I'm being given very short time and notice per guidance of doing them, and that just doesn't allow enough time. Plus, I do want enough people, or as many people as possible, to take advantage also of the activations, generally speaking. But I also need some support back, and this is kind of the only income I have. So if you can make a donation, I do very much appreciate it. And thank you so much for those who do. And also please like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, because it all helps. Also bringing all the messages and keys and codes and information across, because I do believe it helps. And again, as you listen, it really helps you to clear your field, harmonize, balance, upgrade, activate it, and especially, again, the activations. So, and thank you all so much for keep hanging on in there together with me and all your support in all ways. I know it's not been easy holding the vision despite everything that we are going through constantly. And there's very little, actual physical evidence. But those of us who know, once you've seen beyond, you can't unsee it. And you just know that this is not all there is for sure. And we are here to make the invisible visible. And we are, okay, it's happening. Any moment now, it's going to fully come to life and become visible. And it becomes tangible. And all of our hard work is paying off. And I think we can already feel this, especially within our light body, how it's activating when you're meditation or doing an activation. It's really, very consistent now. The light body, the DNA, the plasma light body activating, and also within the planet. And again, I believe it's very much connected to our high heart, which we're going to try and ignite now a little more. And all the purging of the past traumas and wounds, this is what's keeping our heart closed. You see, so this was the other thing. So I couldn't go further into the heartbreak anymore. And I said, because also, although my heart is sealed, and I knew already it wasn't about me and whatever. So, but the thing is, and I posted this as part of the Higher Heart Healing post. That's an excerpt, like a part from Ascension Glossary. And anyway, and there it also talks about the black heart, or the Anubian black heart, affliction, which is what closes down our heart. So that's what's happened really with the whole of humanity, because our hearts are closed for all the trauma, all the wounds that nobody remembers, because humanity, like, nobody remembers any previous lifetimes usually, or that there's more to life than this. You know what I mean? How far we have come of being disconnected from our connection to source. People don't even believe in religion anymore, or whether there is a God or not. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's the heart for all the wounds and traumas that most are not even aware of they even have, on a much deeper level than they might be aware of, but there will be some clues usually. And most people today have, issues, or at least are aware of that at this point. So anyway, so as more heartbreak is also because, you see, especially with the twin flames, there's been so much interference from negative agenda, negative alien agenda type interference, okay? And it happens energetically, it happens through karmic connections, it happens through, those two things mainly. And then obviously what this is all playing on will be any kind of weaknesses within the person, any, again, wounds and traumas that we have, and then keep getting re-triggered. And obviously what can also happen, or what we can sometimes see in society, is also when somebody gets their heart broken often enough and doesn't have a higher consciousness of how to heal this, your heart closes down. And then you don't want to feel anything anymore. You don't want to think anymore, that's when you start overeating or, just wanting to watch TV or zone out because you just can't deal anymore. And people have their hearts closed, don't believe in God, don't have a connection to their soul or anything outside of the 3D reality. So, yeah. So I had in my memories coming up, you have to keep breaking your heart until it opens. And I was like, Rumi, I have to say no more. And I was like, okay, I don't want to go in there anymore. Okay, I just can't go in there anymore. I love you, Rumi, but this one, because we need to challenge all of these things. Doesn't matter how much I love him. Okay, we need to challenge all of these things because it needs to be also now that because how did our hearts get broken? Through, other people. Now, ultimately, if we shift our perception of what has really happened, it's not about us, it's about them in a sense, because it really always is. But if we take it personally, it's still something within us that's been triggered that hasn't been fully healed. So ultimately, they're helping us heal it. Otherwise, it wouldn't really affect us because we knew it wouldn't be about us. So ultimately, healing is a shift in perception. Yeah, because you can sit in heartbreak for the rest of your life if you don't shift your perception. Time does not heal. Yeah, so it's a shift in perception. So again, we can either cry about it or we can laugh. But I was really just saying, just please, I don't want to go into this. I don't really feel I need to cry anymore because I really cried enough in my life, especially over the last 12 years. And just show me another way and just help me heal this energetically. And I just went really deep into the whole heart healing energetically. We do this a lot by connecting with source, with our high heart, just our love to source and to the divine. And it's not as if, as you keep going back to the higher perception also, there's actually nothing to get your heart broken over because it's just your wrong perception that's actually causing the heartbreak. Because if you think about what your heart is actually broken from, are these actually true thoughts? Usually it's actually something imagined. So always check, is it even true? Because most of the suffering created in our minds is actually imagined. And then we project that out into our realities. Because I knew it was actually a program running within my subconscious still, I thought I'd gotten rid of, but it had to actually be broken down a little bit further. So there's no one at fault here. That's when you release it all. And that's also the depth forgiveness. That's the karmic depth forgiveness that's happening at all levels, between all races, all dimensions, everything. We're giving full reset. This is a full reset blank state where we know what has happened with the lessons learned, but we're starting all over again. And that's right now. And I really feel like this last deep dive has really been like the 3 days of darkness. And we are ready for 3 days of light and love and more. So let's try and make that happen. I don't think I'm going to go for any more notes. I don't think anything is really that important. I mean, there was another thing over the days when I was going through myself. Everything has been more or less set, It's really just, we keep just anchoring the light. We keep being the change in every now moment. And we don't wait for anything. It's already happened. I mean, the energy is there already. It's just going to keep, and we might get, brief rests, like, a few hours of less solar energy or here and there, but there are also obviously a lot of, like, also yesterday when I was going live, there was also KP5 geomagnetic storms going on. And also other plasma and other cosmic rays that are coming in that are not measurable and that come in as activations. So, and a lot of these are helping us. The solar activations, as I said yesterday, is really helping us with the remaining clearing and also ionization, aka crystallization of our interplanetary fields. And I can very much feel this in my body. And again, a reminder, so far we've only been able to see 1% of the actual light spectrum. And that's becoming visible as all is being corrected at the whole, the dark matter body level and the primal sound and light fields, because all the color rays also have been corrected. And it's especially connected to the blue and the violet ray, and also the false red wave spectrum that had been running. And all of that has been cleared and is fully being dissolved And all of our new, like literally now when I go in, it's so quick activating the whole blueprint and the Lightbody. So just keep connecting with that. Like I do, you know, the kind of activation sachet, I do this daily with my own body within the field, daily for many, many years. And yeah, it's repetition, but you know, more or less. I mean, you keep kind of changing it up and adding to it and expanding, but you get me. Ultimately, it's the same as us going for our clearing. There is a lot of repetition, there is a lot of circular clearing and activations that keep going on. But what before has taken, you know, months and weeks of cycles of are we going through this now, and now this is happening throughout the day very quickly. And again, as we're going through these different frequency bands, literally clearing, you know, the lower strands and activating the higher strands of DNA, you also have this, and as we're clearing the bipolar energies and the reversals, you still have this kind of bipolar energy going on, but you can really neutralize this as you hold a 0-point field of neutrality and don't judge it. And you're the observer of your experience. Whilst you also feel it, you deal with it, you know, you're the observer, you're the observed, and you're the creator. Yeah. But you keep remembering you're ultimately in a video game. This is a projection, and it's like your higher consciousness has projected itself into this reality. You need to get out of the thinking or perception that anything has any hold over you or more power over you, holding you anywhere, because you can't get out of the false illusory matrix, because it's a thought projection if you still believe it has more power than you. You know, and obviously there are many levels to it, but literally this is energetically cleared and fully clearing, completing, and physically about to come online as I see it. And it's very much connected also to this whole false firmament, which is like a false sky, which has been here since Atlantean time, and the last false or bad cataclysmic pole shift. So again, we're shifting back to how it was before, 4 poles, Christic, butterfly pattern within our own system and within a planetary system. So yeah, and it's going to be a great movie. So here we go, lights on, fully on. Let's turn them all the way up, all the way up. So there's a whole lot of high frequency activations and lights coming in. Rest and sleep is always a good way of integrating it. Okay, so if you can, always follow your body and your intuition and allow it to activate. Yeah, and you can also feel these butterfly energies in your own field. It's actually called it's also called the Yang Yun flow, but also the butterfly pattern, and it's also in your happening in your cranium, and also together with the Crystal Palace activations, and it's really bringing everything online. And I can sometimes feel it's literally because it looks like a butterfly inside your brain. I can leave a link later on underneath also about a couple of the things I've mentioned today. It's always good. I don't know if you can find it under butterfly pattern. I don't think on Ascension Glossary, but I try and find the right link that talks at least about the sphenoid bone, sphenoid bone in the brain and the activations that happen there. And also a lot with the high heart thymus activations. Also, they are also in combination with the third eye and the pineal and the pituitary gland activating and unifying. And there's been a lot of release also of Rita, of the spiritual liquid. Sometimes you can feel it going down the back of your throat with these activations. So yeah, I mean, it's really just these different layers and levels that keep coming online, they keep activating as I'm experiencing them. But right now, it's all just, you know, all coming online simultaneously. So let's do an activation. Just give me 2 minutes. You can grab some headphones or go to the toilet if you need to. And then we start. Thanks for waiting. I have to say, my kidneys again at me. I'm not happy about it. I'm like, we don't have time. Yeah, it's not for the faint of hearts, it's for brave hearts. That's what this is. And you need to have a clear mind as well. Definitely, that's what we're working on. So it's all the mind control, also lifting, it's all this AI Hive Mind. And we are the new broadcasting stations for the God consciousness. So just imagine your third eye, literally like a Wi-Fi signal, okay? And also what I do often is connecting to the satellites and the Wi-Fi towers and all, everything just connected to the light, connected to source, connected to the higher frequencies, override everything. Everything with source light. That's how I like to do it. And we made it. Just keep merging with that. You already made it. You already ascended. And keep merging with that. It's like quantum healing. You're merging with your already healed version of self. It's available now. It's happening very quickly. And everything that needs to come up will come up. You can be assured. So, yeah. I'm just trying for this pain to disappear. Anyone has any questions? Otherwise, I might just do a quick light language activation. Don't know why this keeps coming in. It might also be because yesterday I felt like it just wasn't time for it yet. So maybe it's just not time for doing the big activation yet. Maybe I just need to come on another time for that. So anything again in divine frequency alignment, we can't control this at all. So I always go with the flow and I just surrender to it all. There's a lot of surrendering as well as making the change happen. It's both end for sure. So Blurry Vision, I mean, yeah, it's upgrades to our eyes. I also have that at times where I just can't focus my eyes, or I need to, hold something like further away, or just can't at all. It's part of the upgrades. Obviously, if you're concerned, always, seek a healthcare professional if you need to. 1111, 111. But always just trust your own, intuition. But yeah, I mean, it's one of the very common symptoms. The same, like, sounds in the ears and pressure, the nausea, the dizziness, especially as we're going up in dimensional frequency bandwidths. Yeah, the kidneys. I mean, they've just been with me though my whole kind of life. They're always, when a lot of strong energy, when a lot of strong clearing is happening, they come up for me as well. But it's also our hearts igniting and everything clearing, our blood purifying. Everything is being purified as we speak. We don't even need to really do an activation as such. But I do want, I think at some point, but I don't feel it's now the time to do another grid activation. But let's do it within us. Let's just have a little bit of light language. Let's see what happens. So if you just want to relax and either sit straight or lie down with your back straight, and just take a couple of breaths to center yourself and relax your body. Breathing in love through your heart center and breathing this out into your whole energy field. Releasing any stress, any worries, any tension, any thoughts. Feel your body becoming lighter and lighter. Your whole field becoming brighter and brighter. Feel your cells and carbon atoms crystallizing. Feel your plasma rainbow light body activating. Your Merkaba spinning. Sukura shenatera sekenatera tutututu rena sena nenatera kukukunatera ye. Neane. Eatura shunate ake ake kekenate ate. Sunne. Heyo. Nanaye. Kuture nanate nanasa. Konate ananena sunaye naye. Nenanate. Te yukunaye. Yunate rusunaye naye. Na ye. Se. Tukurane senanaye eonage nane nanatu eonage enanase tunanaye nanayunanae eae umana kuturane nanashunanaya kekerare kekurane shunanaye nanakerurase enanaye enunase tunanaye nunase unaye kekurare tenunaye esura kunanashe yurare enakere enusana kenanaye kurashunatara kekarae unamana susuna keruya enanana kerarasa enumana Anna ta Sukurash karaina gerate eru nu einash kuraina ea mananana la surashuna e manataraya koreanake atumana shumanake ekura e rasanate nanayamanaye katarae sunnasae alaijia nanae urae kasaya naheyu kare ke surare ke karaai sunatare ayayanatare sukura ke kenakira se era sunatarata. Feel how your sacred crystal heart is opening its 1,000 petals wider and wider, shining brighter and brighter. Feel the crystal waters healing your sacred crystal heart and body, crystallizing your blood, crystallizing our bones, fascia and skin. Every carbon atom turning crystalline. 13 protons, 12 electrons, 13 neutrons. Activating our crystal gene, crystal body, the diamond white Ankh body, 360 degrees, full multidimensional access in quantum no time. Sukurashka ena kara ayu huma. sekir iskara iskara ushkuna kera ina kara su 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 shu kuri se taras 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 taraya kishkura etarare tera kukure su 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 shu 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 Clear, remove, dissolve all and any remaining lower frequencies, energies, entities, shadow beings, parasitic life forms, artificially manipulated sound and light fields, tones, bands, limiting, inverted, false, fear-based thought forms and beliefs, overriding them with the God Source consciousness that we are, fully dissolving all shadow matrices, holographic overlays, inserts, implants, all that is artificial and inorganic, materials, structures, architectures fully from our fields, any AI. Skunashkiraekera is sa ke sunatera sekena e sunatarara. Sekana ero una que era usu shu kara ena kera se ena sakara shu sa que no tarate que na terate tara sa. Fully clearing, dissolving, overwriting any lower codings, miasma, any remaining karmic load, reversals, any density, any blocks, all and anything ready to be fully released, fully igniting our new divine, cosmic, divine, triple solar feminine, triple solar masculine blueprints and templates, divine union, blueprints and templates, Holy Trinity, Holy Grail codes, fully ignite throughout our fields, throughout the planetary field. Ushunatera sekerateru. Nu ukra eskera era anatara tatatara shu natera sekenatera shu tuta. Ketanate ke sunate naterate. Kura su. Activating the divine template of the 144 plus 3 as 1, triple helix DNA, our double and triple diamond sun body, our God diamond sun body, highest divine blueprints, highest divine DNA, and a quantum codes, ignite now. Shkunakera sekunatere ena satara teke natura shukokokokokokokona tara ena keara. Sorena ea. Hena kera te tara sukuna shete. Kuna sera tea. Kuna tea kea. Igniting the cosmic quantum emerald tree of life throughout our fields, throughout the planetary field, fully igniting the tribal shield, tribal field, planetary divine blueprints for humanity's evolutionary journey. Usunakera, kunatera natera, susunatera sekera shukuratera. Feel in your heart, in your high heart, your permanent and cosmic Christ seed atom igniting the Azura point, the Amuria heart flame, ignites fully our sacred seed atom, fully now. Sukura shanatera sunate nakera tutuna setena iae. Natarare. Kero tu nasere natere nato. Tutuna nananeai. Renase nanakeate. Kuruna nashona natere nusona naya. Kerate ate ate. Sunuto nayane. Sukunate ate. Tuna kerate. Shure sunate rekenayaya. Here sunate. Fully healing our whole morphogenetic fields. Feel your crisis of fear, diamond rainbow, plasma, aurora, orb, body, bubble, and Merkaba vehicle, fully igniting within your field. Highest divine blueprint, sacred geometry, spin rates, ignite. Kudash kena kena sekera sekera ukuro dore, hena nena se rasanatarata. Fully merging, uniting as one, our right and left brain hemisphere into a whole brain state. Pineal and pituitary glands, heart and mind, masculine and feminine, higher and lower self, heaven and earth, matter and antimatter. Sukurash kena kera kena sekera sakarash kuna kera ena kera sutura nanatea nena sunatea. Birthing the divine Christ child within, rebirthing ourselves, the one true diamond avatar self, already ascended now. Kuna sete rukura eshina te rai. Una ne nana sera ke aikinate. Kutune nakaraye natarayu. Unutu ashara kenae harato. Una ne nana sera yake natarasu. Fully reclaiming all of our gifts, abilities, and power, all of our soul pieces, soul fragments, soul aspects, all of our multidimensional self, fully unified, healed, activated, as one consciousness, fully remembering itself, our true cosmic history, our one true self. As we return back to the start, back to the beginning, back to our new Eden, new ascension earth ignites from within our heart, from within our memories, from within the crystalline caverns of earth, our own crystalline memories. Shukurainate yunanana ayata arasuna aya ku aina te aira shu aina kuskus kaya. Urus uskura ekina eku oira aish aina. Su aira. Ke aira toku ushkunate. Skushkanate ake. Kasanata. Kayanate ase. Kasayanata tara. Kanayatera setetara tetanata. Kunanatera setenanetara shukutanate ake. Fully removing any remaining density from our fields effortlessly. Return to source. Fully igniting our new rainbow plasma light body, crystalline structures throughout the planetary body, throughout our fields. See the diamond grids igniting within the planet, within your own field. See your crystal heart and permanent cosmic Christ seed atom fully igniting, fully opening, fully healed, fully ascendant. Kurash kinatera satara natero kutu su kunate ate. Kunaseate. connecting throughout the cosmic diamond heart and emerald grid, throughout the dimensions, to our cosmic and interdimensional brothers and sisters, angelics, and all the beings of light in alignment with the law of one that are connecting with us now, that are all parts of us, that are here to support us and remind us that we are never alone. Kunatera shinatera sunatera nana ayanatara yanate o nasunatara nate akeru ayanana oya ayena sate ayaya kunatera sinatea susunate ate kakarate ate shkukutu. Skunatera te. Shunatara sata. Thank you. Fully coming back into our body, fully present in the here and now. Feel your whole field filled with the frequency of pure source light, pure divine love, filling every cell and every atom of our beingness, our whole morphogenetic field. And from here, we send this frequency out to all willing hearts and minds throughout the cosmos. Skunatera te, runatera shunata, ainakara senateate. Fully healing any remaining density, removing it effortlessly from our field. Fully present, fully safe in our bodies, fully anchored, fully merged with our multidimensional selves, fully remembering of who we truly are. Sunaterate, kenaena tarasanata, tata aena kaya yanataya, sukanate. It is done, it is done, it is done. So it is. Thank you. Let's take a moment to come fully back into your body, wiggle your hands and toes. I, as always, will post a MP3 link, and I post this on my SoundCloud as well, later on underneath in the description box. The last time, for example, the recording wasn't so good. I don't know what it is. I record this on Audacity, and I have turned the sound up, although I didn't double check now. But it was better actually on the YouTube video. So sometimes, I don't know, it's not as good, and I should really take them off, the ones, because the volume is just not as loud. I need to put it all the way up. Maybe it's just mine, but just in case, sometimes the activation is sometimes better on the YouTube video and sometimes better on the recording that I post separately than underneath. So I hope you enjoyed that. You can listen to this also again. I love to hear feedback. Again, also if it does help you and you can make a donation towards it, I very much appreciate that. Also as a way to support me back. There's also a link below for those who haven't accessed the Emerald Heart and Divine Union activation. Is also very powerful. I can recommend. It's also a way to support me. There's a link below on how to access that. And yeah, just drink water. I mean, you know how to support yourself. Allow this again to integrate. I see if I need to, or, in general, if we need to do another activation. I mean, there's no need to in general ever as such, but everything helps usually. And I do know they're very powerful. And it's always interesting to see what comes out, 23, 32. And I look forward to listen to this myself as well. Just allow it to integrate, especially over the next couple of days as more clears and comes online. And cool. When you see the colors. And yeah, that should really has helped us as well to activate our light body and that of the planet more, because as we activate ours, it activates in the field. And it's the same as when I work with the planetary grids. I can literally feel them lighting up within me. Because again, all of us together make up the grids. And as the grids heal, it's also connected to our central nervous system that heals. So as this comes online and heals, it's all coming together. Free. Exactly. Thanks for still being online. Is it in the afternoon for you? I hope. Then again, we don't do time. So unless anyone has any questions, I don't think I need to go through any notes. Most things have already been said. We know it all. Just keep on holding the vision and the light and keep going through. I really believe this is now the last few days has been the last big shit-shifting maneuver that we had to go through. I believe, at least for the forerunners, okay? It depends, again, where we are at. For some people who have not done the work, they might just be starting to face these things now. Again, I can just also, I do always speak from what's becoming available now. And also as it becomes available, it doesn't mean that it's just sunshine and rainbows from now on and we never have anything to deal with again. That would also be boring. So we literally do not know what lies ahead. Be ready for anything. Never resist whatever comes along. But I really feel what I'm seeing coming online now is that this was basically the core of us going back in time, reversing everything. It was that original heartbreak, that split between the masculine and the feminine, that split we feel within, the separation we feel from one another, and the separation from source. And I really feel this is healed now at a collective level. But again, how everybody and when they might be going through that is a different matter. Okay, so this is what's coming now. And it's going out within the field. But I do feel there's a lot more now. Lightness, bliss, joy, love coming in. Let's freaking hope so, because we're all ready for it. And as I said to Source, I'm just so done. I can't do anymore. I literally just at the end of anything we can, just let this be it. Please. That's all we can ultimately do and say without resisting whatever comes up. I hope you get me. It's both. Yeah, I think we can all feel that because we've been through so much shit and we've had so little, bits and pieces that have kept us kind of going. We really are up for a rich, I really feel it will be as kind of the dam fully breaks, it will be everything all at once. And it will be, as we've been experiencing shit after shit, it will be a lot of the good stuff, one after another. So that's what I feel. And again, we make it happen as we are clearing out all of these thought forms and beliefs and all of these programs that have kept recreating the shit show. Ultimately. We have co-created it. If we can't get to that point, that's how we get over it and delete it and not needing to re-experience it anymore, all from the inside out. So we need to become aware of those subconscious programs that we've been carrying, and most of them are very collective. We're doing this on behalf of all. We're clearing this collectively. That's how it's going to shift. 100 monkey effect, Mandela effect. That's how it's shifting. And it already is. And these are the glitches in the matrix that you can prove. So again, there is an organic creatrix field beyond this. As the holographic inserts fully dissolve and lift now, we will see new Earth because it's there and it's awakening from within inside us. It's held in our cellular memories. It's held within our DNA. That's the film strip to our realities. And that's what we're igniting now. And we just keep doing it until it's all online. And we're basically there. And again, we're merging with, it's already done, it's already here, because it is. It really is. Okay, it's done. We're done. We've done it. Amazing work, everyone. So much, especially lately. It's not been easy. And the increase in solar energies, I believe there's a lot more coming. Again, I'm not looking for a solar flash. I'm looking for the inside out supernova of the heart event that ultimately happens in a divine moment in no time. And we can't control this, but we can all help make it happen as we keep opening our hearts up wider and keep listening to our soul and our heart, because it knows, it really does. Now, again, in unison with the mind, yeah, it needs to make sense, but you get me. Don't let your fear talk your heart out of it, because if in doubt, your heart knows better than your mind. Yeah. But again, it's all about bringing this into one higher heart mind where there is no more disagreement between the two, or the masculine and feminine. Okay. So one unified higher heart, mind, body, and soul, cosmic monad. That's the cosmic monad. That's what we're healing here. As this fully heals and ignites any moment now, already happening, already in motion. Yeah, like the event. Everything comes online, and it already is. All right. I hope you can feel it. Let's keep making it happen. Keep being the change. Keep being the love that changes all forever. Every moment, every action, every word, it all counts. Okay. Everything we do. And keep bringing your gifts forward. Keep sharing them, your thoughts, your truth, your creations. Okay. These are your keys and codes. And that's how you anchor them into the reality. Somehow light ground them, put them down on paper, share them with other people. Okay. And just be your true, authentic self, and that will ignite all the rest. Break through any remaining fears that you may have that people don't like who you are or what you have to offer, and you will find your tribe. That's the only way. Okay. And this is now really just to finish off what I was shown working through my own program, breaking it fully down of, being kind of afraid of opening up because we are afraid of being attacked. All we can do is keep trying and trying again, and just keep fine-tuning of who we can trust. And even if someone would attack us again, we need to break through any kind of hypersensitivity and kind of toughen up in a way, and then kind of not take it personally, because when you're not in your false ego, you will not take it personally, although you will also not enjoy it. We're still, again, humans, okay? But I believe we will not have our heart broken like we had ever again, because first of all, we're changing and now we know better. And second of all, we have a different perception now, which is what is healing our heart and all of this mess and the whole consciousness, because it's a shift in consciousness that helps heal and change everything forever. Already happening. Okay. And that's what we're doing here. So keep looking for the higher perspective, keep deepening into the love, and it keeps coming back to self-love, and you're unifying with your masculine, feminine, inner child, rebirthing yourself, and love it all up. Okay. Keep alchemizing, keep going in there. Everything can be resolved, brought to peace, reconciled from within us, from within the one mind that we all have access to. Good. Get some food. The energy also makes you hungry, and keep looking after yourselves. Loads of self-care. Who knows what the solar energies are going to be up to, and in general, but let's keep highest outcomes, biggest dreams. Okay. I think we've cleared all the worries, doubts, and insecurities now, and all this limited nonsense no longer affects us. So here's us dreaming and making our biggest, wildest dreams a reality. How about that? Let's do it. I'm all for that. We're ready to fly. Plasma wings to the ready. Plasma light body activate. Okay. Let's make it happen. Keep connecting to the grids, keep anchoring the light. And yeah, obviously, take what resonates, leave the rest. All right. Love you. Meow, meow. Bye-bye. So much love, so many blessings, and so much gratitude. Bye for now. And again, links underneath, okay, in the comment box, in the description. So much love. Bye-bye. Bye.